What's up, guys? If you clicked on this video, you're probably wondering why I have two copies of Donkey Kong Bonanza. And the answer is I'm trying to buy more physical games in the year 2025. And no, I'm not a scalper. Nope, this is a sealed copy right here that was supposed to arrive on launch day. Today, the filming of this video is Friday, the 18th. So it's the day after Donkey Kong Bonanza came out. And yeah, if you're a physical game collector in 2025, you get punished. You get punished by some of these big stores like Amazon and Walmart delivering them late. And so, if this is your first time at the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. Stay a while. Let me know, have you guys had any situation like this happen to you? Please leave a comment down below. But so the story behind this is, if you remember, on the day the Nintendo Switch 2 went up for pre-order, Target, Best Buy, Walmart. It was a crazy time to try to get the pre-order. I pre-ordered two Switch 2s, one from Target, one from Walmart. My wife did the Target one. I did Walmart. So I was sitting on the computer with Walmart, and there was this queue that came up when you try to get the Switch 2. It was like a 10-minute queue. Not a big deal. And as I was waiting for that to count down, I opened up another tab. I was like, oh, you know what? Let's just try to do an order for the accessories. And there was no queue for that. So I was able to get two Pro controllers, Mario Kart World Physical, and the Zelda amiibos, which only had 3 of the 4 on Walmart for some reason. And so that order for all those accessories went through no problem. The Switch 2, when the 10-minute timer went out, the whole website crashed. This happened for like about everybody. And it took about 2 hours of me just trying periodically to finally get my Switch 2 pre-order in. Well, during that time, it was all crashing so bad. Maybe it was like an hour in. I was like, you know what? Let's just like test the website and see if it's working. So I pre-ordered Donkey Kong Bonanza because that was sitting there with all the Switch 2 items to pre-order. I was like, I'm gonna get this game day one anyway, so let's just test it to see if the website's working. And it worked. The pre-order worked. It happened. Cool. About 2 hours in, I did manage to pre-order the Switch 2, so I'm like, okay, awesome. I have all these items from Walmart. Cool. Walmart did a great job delivering day one. You probably saw stuff about the free Coca-Cola, the free Pringles chips, and it arrived very early. It was like 6:30 a.m. I wasn't even awake, and it was already on my doorstep. I was very impressed. So you know what? After all that, I was like, I'll keep my Walmart pre-order. Realistically, I probably should have canceled it and pre-ordered it with Best Buy or Target. Just financially makes sense because Target Red Card, I get 5% off. Best Buy, I get 5% back in rewards. Walmart, I don't get anything. I don't pay for Walmart Plus. But really, that whole Switch 2 pre-order stunt really shined a light that it was just it's a Walmart Plus advertisement. So because I didn't have Walmart Plus and this wasn't the Switch 2 launch day items, they didn't care so much about this delivering this on time as a pre-order. And that's a real shame because when it comes to video games, we want to play these on day one. Digital is an option, and I was digital for a bit. I was a digital for a bit in the Switch 1 generation, the latter half of it, for a couple of reasons. One, the incentives are really good. So when it comes to digital games, even still, this still applies now with the Costco gift cards. You can get $100 of Costco gift cards for $90. So you get free $10. I might have done that maybe 10 times now. If not, I'm pretty darn close to doing that 10 times. So that's a free $100 for just making purchases I was going to make anyway. Then they introduced the game vouchers. So 2 game vouchers for $100, and you can use them to buy a $60 or $70 game. So on top of that free $10, you save $20 by buying these games with the game vouchers. And then on top of that, they had the gold points, which you get 5% back on digital purchases. So on top of the free $30, you get 5% cash back. And I always thought that Switch 1, being an underpowered system, wasn't going to age very well. And we're already seeing that with Switch 2 with some of the games. And it could be patched out. Some of the games are just like locked at like a 720p resolution in handheld mode. Stuff like that. So out of the box, if it doesn't have a Switch 2 upgrade patch, it's still locked and doesn't actually look that great on the Switch 2. But either way, eventually, like the games without a big update, I don't think are gonna age very well. And I wasn't a big fan of like the red spines on the Switch 2, like on the shelf. I don't want a wall of red, like my shelf here, my 4Ks and Blu-rays. Like I like the chaos, the different colored variety spines. I think it makes for a cool decoration. I don't want a giant wall of red right here. So Switch 2 has the spine art. That's cool, but that's not the whole thing. Nintendo also changed the way that digital games you can share them with your family, and this was a big deal for me during Animal Crossing. My wife and I were able to buy one digital copy of Animal Crossing and play it at the same time on two different Switches. And so I was kind of stockpiling with all the other reasons digital games on my Switch account to hopefully be able to share those with my kids someday. Like, oh hey, you want to play games? Here's a whole bunch of games you can pick. They're right here, very easy to access. The storage space with the SD cards are going to increase. I can just have them all downloaded and they can just play them whenever they want and not have to have more than one copy of the game. And Nintendo changed that. So for digital games, you have to have multiple copies. So all these reasons make me want to have made me decide to switch over to physical. I think Switch 2 is going to be the golden era of Nintendo. Some of the best games they're ever going to release, which I have played a little bit of Donkey Kong Bonanza so far. I love it. If you want to see an actual first impressions video, make sure to like and subscribe so you see that. But, this game, there's not many games I want to play on day one. There really aren't. But I fell out of video games at one point in my life. This was when like the Xbox One launched and it was just super disappointing. Nintendo, like I didn't get that big into the 3DS. I didn't even pick up a Wii U. The Wii U was the only Nintendo system I didn't pick up. Like that's how unexcited I was for it. And I generally fell out of games. Like the Nintendo Switch, I saw the trailer, I really liked it. I was like, wow, it feels like that the Wii U was a stepping stone for this console. But I still didn't get it right away. I was very busy with, early on in my career. I was very busy with work. And I was like, I can wait. At that time, game systems and games went down in price. So I was like, I'll wait and get a deal. There didn't seem too much crazy at launch, which is crazy because I'm historically a huge Zelda fan. And not even Breath of the Wild, which I guess at the time I didn't think really looked like a Zelda game to me. And I still kind of feel that way. But it was Mario Odyssey that made me get a Switch. And once I got that, I started playing games again and relearned to fall in love with video games. And this game is made by the team that made Mario Odyssey. It really looks and feels like, a spiritual successor almost to Mario Odyssey. And like I really wanted to play this day one. But I'm an older gamer now, 32, I work, have kids. This weekend we're going to a monster truck show for the kids. They love that. They love that stuff. It's going to be fun making a weekend out of it. So I only have Thursday and Friday to play this game. I'm not going to be able to play this on the weekend. I'm a homeowner. Monday I'm going to have to mow the lawn Monday night. I'm not going to be able to play on Monday. So I really only have Thursday and Friday. And I got the Walmart tracking that it shipped on Wednesday. And it said it was going to be here between 10 a.m. and 2:10 p.m., which is totally fine. I was like, that's cool. I'll still be able to get a lot of time. I'll still be able to get a lot of time to play the game on Thursday and be able to play it on Friday. Wake up Thursday morning, launch day. It says it's delayed. It's not coming till Friday. At this point, it's like I really want to play this game on day one. I mean, if I wasn't going out this weekend, I could probably wait a day. But I really want to play this game. I don't want to wait till Tuesday. Who knows when it's going to come on Friday? How early or how late? At that point, the trust is broken. And so I just went online and I checked, and Target had 2-hour in-store pickup. So I was able to order it online on my phone and go and pick it up in 2 hours. I live really close to the stores, so it was really not a big deal. I actually drive a hybrid car now, so I'm able to get to the store almost 100% in EV mode. It's like a little game I play. try to get. I won't ever get 100, but like 90%. Like, so I'm really not spending any extra money going there. And in fact, now I'm able to use my Target Red card and get 5% off. So I'm getting it cheaper than the Walmart. I just didn't feel like going through the hassle. I was like, Walmart did a good job. Whatever. I'll leave it alone. I gave them a chance, and they arrived late. And now they delivered their copy. They delivered it late, and I'm like, you know what? I'll film a video about this because before I return it, which I'm going to, now I'm gonna have to go and return this at Walmart. You know, day one pre-order video games. If you don't get it day one, you're gonna lose the business. And now next time, I'm guessing I'm gonna pre-order from Best Buy, which I should have done in the first place. I actually pre-ordered the Donkey Kong and Pauline amiibo from Best Buy, and this arrived on launch day. Granted, it was at 7 p.m., so it was pretty late, so the game would have came late too, and I would have got less time to play the game, but I probably wouldn't have done this move and bought a second game and planned a return session. And so, that's really disappointing. I'm trying to support the physical copies now. I think they're going to be just easier to share with my kids in the future. I don't like the virtual game card sharing, even with I have two Switch 2, so I have them as my primary consoles. And so if I want to transfer a game over to a Switch 1, it's just such a pain. And I think that's probably by design to try to get you to buy more copies. And I just think it'd be physical media. It was fun for me growing up. I still enjoy it, just browsing the shelf looking for games. So I want to support this, even if it's like a game key card. I'm not totally against game key cards, but I hear Sonic Cross Worlds is going to be all on the game, so I think I'm going to get that on Switch 2 versus PS5. Again, that's also a game that'd be shown to the kids. Kids probably aren't going to be playing PS5. But anyway, I want to support physical a little more. It's been a while. I'm not against digital though. Like the Switch 1, I have a good amount of digital or virtual key cards. And it's nice to have that hybrid of physical and digital, because on the go, I don't want to pack up a bunch of physical games and bring them with me, risk getting lost if I travel. It is nice to have some digital ones on your account. But it sucks to be punished. I see some stuff with Amazon, people get just broken cases, especially if it's an older game and not a brand new pre-order. I see it a lot on physical media with 4Ks and Blu-rays. I buy a lot of 4Ks, I buy a lot of anime Blu-rays. Some of those cases get destroyed, and I have to do this and that. Return it here. Try Target, try Walmart, and back in the day, you could just go to the store. There'd be plenty on the shelves. I didn't know if this was going to be available at the stores day one, or if they were going to be snatched up. I don't know if the stock is going to be 5 copies, 10 copies, 20 copies. They're a pain to get in the store, so I like doing the online and just order it and then pick it up. You can drive up and they bring it to your car. It's not as fun as it used to be back in the day, but that's just where we're at with physical game collecting. Does anyone else have any stories like this where you had to go jump through all these hoops just to get a physical game and you get punished not playing on day one? I'm lucky that I live by the store, so I'm able to do that, but some people live far away and maybe it's just not worth the hassle, and then it's just disappointing to just not be able to be part of that experience on day one. Awesome game though. Awesome game. Love this game. I'm gonna make it first impressions. Like and subscribe, because that's coming soon. Just right now, if you're on the fence of this, definitely get this. You could maybe even get a Switch 2 for this game. This game plus Mario Kart World. At that point, it's probably worth picking up a Switch 2 if you like 3D platformers. If you're into that. And if you're not into 3D platformers, that means you probably haven't played Mario Odyssey. So that's just another game to get in. Quick little... I haven't made my first impressions yet, but quick little thing. That it's like Mario Odyssey, but there's a mix of Zelda Breath of the Wild in here. It takes some elements from their playbook. Awesome game. But yeah, what do you guys think? Has this ever happened to you? You jump through these hoops? I'm not a scalper. This isn't for sale. I am returning this. So that will be at my local Walmart store shelf. They will resell it. Hopefully they buy it. But yeah, what do you think? I'm glad I did it because I got a lot of game time yesterday. I'm going to get some more game time today after I finish this video. I just wanted to do this real quick before I go and return that copy and get rid of it. So Yeah, let me know down in the comments. See you in the next video. Bye.